Why would you break up with a kind, talented feminist? Welcome! Guilty
That's a
Pleasures,
good one.
The podcast
That's good.
that loves what it loves and isn't afraid to say it. Oh my gosh, what a special episode.
Yeah.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm not Zach. He homesicky.
Yeah.
So it's me, Garrick, and special audience. Special audience?
I mean,
Our
sure.
audience is special.
Yeah, it is.
But special co-host, Kaylin!
Kaylin.
Hi.
And this week we are doing, y'all fucking tagged us, added us,
It was
commented at
pretty
us.
fucking crazy.
Oh, really?
They put a billboard outside of my house to make sure
They
that we
said,
saw this fucking movie.
Oh my God.
Guilty
somebody wanted it.
Pleasures, the whores want it.
Uh-huh.
And I feel horny for this film. We're talking about the Anne Hathaway, Nicholas,
British.
Amazon Prime Videos, The Idea of You.
Nice. Very good introduction.
Yeah, no, this movie has had the internet ablaze.
Has it?
Oh my God.
I haven't seen.
Has it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm deep in fucking Kendrick versus Drake. I don't give a
Oh.
fuck about
Garrick,
any movie right now.
yeah.
There could not be two farther audiences
That's very
apart
Well,
than
very-
Kendrick, Drake, and The Idea
What
of
I
You.
want is for somebody to explain the Kendrick versus Drake beef in terms of The Idea of You.
Oh, okay.
That would be a fun TikTok.
Can you
Why
do it?
not? No.
the only thing I've been getting a lot of Kendrick and Drake.
I guess it would be like Kendrick would be Anne Hathaway and Drake would be the paparazzi.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of both. Like on my free page, it's just like every other one is Drake and Kendrick, and then Idea of You. But then also, I think the only reason I'm getting Drake and Kendrick is because now people are talking about Taylor Swift in it.
What?
Because I
Right.
guess one of them's mentioned who's John Antonoff or whatever.
Yeah.
Jack
Jack-
Antonoff, her producer,
Her
writer.
producer.
Yeah, they like
from
mentioned
Fun.
Taylor, and then Jack like produced the new Kendrick one. I don't know.
So
Jack produced the new Kendrick
yeah,
song?
so Drake made a thing called Tailor Made Freestyle.
Yeah.
And he like some form of reference saying that like you need to make sure that your next one is like tailor made in order to come for me or some shit like that. I don't remember. And then he
Somehow
literally
Taylor.
had Jack Antonoff produce his next one, which
Damn.
technically makes it tailor made, which is very funny.
I don't want this whole podcast to become about
No.
It
Drake
can.
and Kendrick.
It can. I can tell you. I can give everybody a whole fucking rundown. I have so many. Anyway.
The way that our group
Yeah.
chat has just been exclusively this and Challengers memes and a
Yeah.
little bit of Anne Hathaway being hot as fuck.
She's so
Yeah.
hot.
Oh my
Let's
God.
dive into it.
Oh
First,
my God.
I'm gonna give you the synopsis.
Get the synopses in.
Anne Hathaway plays Selene, just a regular old, just turned 40, single mom, art dealer / art store owner.
Art.
Ye-
Gallery
gallery owner.
Gallery
yeah.
owner.
Sorry. Who's just a regular old mom who had her divorce recently because her ex-husband cheated on her with a younger woman. Ooh, scandalous.
Uh-oh.
Her daughter's
sucks.
16 and used to be a big old fan of August Moon, the hottest boy band around for tweens. Uh-oh, daughter's kind of outgrown it. But guess what? Your dad got you Coachella tickets to go to a meet and greet with August Moon because he doesn't know you very well anymore ever since he got remarried. What happens? Uh-oh. Anne Hathaway ends up having to take her daughter. She has to go pee-pee but walks into the trailer of August Moon's hottest boy band guy / maybe Harry
The
Styles.
leader, Hayes.
Yeah.
Hey, what is it?
Campbell. Hayes Campbell.
Campbell.
Yeah.
And whoa, ooh, Zooga Wooga,
Awooga,
24-year-old boy sees
Awooga.
falls instantly in love with Anne Hathaway, sweeps her off her feet, but oh no, we can't be together. The age difference. Oh no, we can't be together. My daughter knows who you used to have a poster of your bandmate on her wall. But too bad, they're falling in love. Will they, won't they? Will they stay together? Is it creepy? Is it weird? This is not anyone but you. That is a movie.
The idea of you.
The Idea of You, which is also based on a very popular book that may or may not have been based on fan fiction about Harry Styles. We're here to debate that. That's the synopsis.
That was
There it
amazing.
is.
First
That
of
was
all,
crazy.
that
That was crazy.
amazing.
And then you also did it in the voice of an NBA announcer, which is, I mean, plus 5 points.
Like genuinely
Thank you
impressive.
for Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Like wow.
Caitlin, we asked you to be on this because
Yeah.
you've read the book.
Please.
So I didn't read the book.
Oh, what the fuck?
Rainie
I
was
thought you
wrong.
said I have read
How-
the book.
No, I didn't
Oh.
say I have read the book. However, I
Oh,
do
I remember now.
know the ending of the book and a lot about the book.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Great.
I looked it up because
Yeah.
I immediately
Yeah.
I
So
don't-
Rainie lied to me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
She heard me talking about the book at lunch.
Yeah,
And
I
assumed I
figured
read
you'd
it.
read
Yeah.
it, but alas.
But I
don't
had to come clean.
know anything about this behind the scene. I didn't even know it was a book. I figured that it was some form of like fanfic between the two.
So yeah, the whole fanfic thing. I don't know what you. So
Let's just
basically,
address it right up
let's
top.
address it. So it wasn't a fan fiction. It was never like a fan fiction on like Wattpad AO3 sort of thing.
But it was like
But
a Reddit thread or something like that.
No, it was just a book. Like
Oh.
it was just a published book. But she admitted to
Who's
basing the author.
Okay.
I don't remember her name.
Robin Lee, I think.
Yes, something like that.
Uh-oh.
She admitted to like basing the main character on. At some point, she said Harry Styles. At some point, she said a mix of different pop icons.
Okay.
Regardless, the thing is, like the book, I can't say how Harry Styles it is. The movie, we could talk about that in a second.
It's
Pretty.
definitely-
But yeah, so it wasn't technically a fan fiction, but also it's like, then what's the definition of fan fiction? To me, that's still a fan fiction, baby.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the debate being like, is it, isn't it? They clearly took some liberties basing it around.
Yeah.
She also wasn't involved in the movie at all.
Oh.
The author of the book.
Oh.
Did she get paid for
She
it?
must have.
Yeah.
well,
they
you
might
have
have
to
just bought the
license
rights.
the rights, yeah.
Yeah, but she did say, like, I saw a quote of her saying that this movie isn't really the book. It's like a distant cousin of the book.
Which, yeah,
That's
sure.
what every author says though
When they-
about
Yeah.
movies, because they're just like, I put so much time into this book and blah blah blah, and then you shot past a lot of it, but it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we only have 2 hours.
And I think the argument about the fan fiction isn't it? That's not the fucking point.
It's not the fucking point.
Is the fucking feeling.
The fucking feel, the
Bruv,
passion,
the fucking feeling you
the
get.
feeling you get.
The
What are
fan
you
fiction,
fucking? What are you fucking talking about?
This fucking movie.
We went from like Irish to like New York.
Oh no, it was always New York.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
The point is the feeling of you are putting yourself in a main character's shoes to be the luckiest goddamn girl on the face of the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
planet.
Yeah.
That's
fucking,
the point.
The face of the fucking planet. See,
That's the
like,
point.
The wild part is that we've found different ways to make Anne Hathaway a princess. Like it's
Oh,
pretty
true.
That's
pretty
very true.
consistent. She's always a princess in some way, shape, or form, and she didn't even know she was, and she plays that role very well. But as a man watching this,
Oh.
as a fucking
Oh, you're the only guy in the room.
as a
Whoops.
guy.
Yeah, this is unusual for this
As one of the adults,
Okay.
I was the Harry Styles character. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I get to fucking yeah. I put myself in his situation,
And you're excited to
and
fuck
I'm
Anne
excited
Hathaway?
to date Anne
All
Hathaway.
right, let's just do it. We're
bad.
allowed to
She's bad.
in this film.
She has been bad her entire life and career.
She's my ideal woman. And I've said this before and Rainie didn't agree, but I think she is probably like she is it.
She
Like
is-
she
Yeah.
is the
The
top
bangs
of
She
the
is
are
at
food
the top of
chain.
banging.
the
Her
tiers.
smile. When did her smile get bigger than Julia Roberts'?
Oh, it's always been big.
Damn.
It's always been big. And this whole like idea of her like falling from public grace, I don't even know when that happened. I don't know why Les Miserables happened. What was that whole story?
It
Did she do
was-
anything
I don't know.
It was-
problematic?
No,
She never
it
fell
was-
from grace for me.
It was people hate women being
Yeah.
happy and fulfilled and
Oh.
confident.
Oh, you're lame. You're
So
lame.
we
Y'all are
weren't woke
losers.
then. Now, Anne Hathaway being quote cringe back then would be embraced now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back then it wasn't. We weren't ready.
Was this pre or post Jennifer Lawrence falling up the stairs?
Ooh,
Because
that might have
that's
been
what
the
cracked the
same
seal.
That is kind of
Oscar.
That cracked the seal.
Yeah.
Rainie,
Yeah.
do you mind looking that up? I'm actually very curious.
Yeah.
It might have happened that night.
That night, the same night.
It might have happened that same
Whoa.
Oscars
Wow.
after Anne Hathaway was already cringe.
Which are, that's not a good look on society at all.
No.
Yeah,
not
they
at
cracked
all.
open that
I
time.
fucking, ugh.
But they make her a 40-year-old mother, a single mother who is divorced And she is not only giving us what I think is the best looks of her career
Yeah.
since Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, her shoulders,
How dare
Sharp.
she?
unreal.
They said, I'm a
Insane.
mother, but I wear
Yes.
tube tops,
Yes.
which is why I
Yeah.
wore this
Yes.
today. I
I
also
see.
wore these
In character.
ridiculous sunglasses because I felt like this is something she was wearing
Yeah,
in
no,
the
it's a
movie.
vibe.
But not only does she give us the best looks since Devil Wears Prada, but I think she acted
Yeah.
her fucking
Yeah.
nips off, brother.
Yeah.
No, she
she-
absolutely carried that entire movie.
Yeah, she carried
Yeah.
for real. Like that was crazy. I was in awe. I mean, of her outside of like, but in awe of her like ability the whole time because
Yeah.
like her like I'm on the brink of a break.
Yeah.
Face is
Yes.
pretty
Good.
Pretty good.
That
You can
shit seemed
see
too
it.
real.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
I
can see
was
the
like,
inner
are you-
turmoil.
Yeah.
What's going on? Like, because also the chemistry between the two, we
Is-
can get into that
yeah.
later. But like, I feel like she was genuinely getting her heart broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And then I also know that that's not true.
did
There's
she
no
have
way.
a husband that fucked around and found out? I might be making that whole thing up.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
that scene where she was telling him what happened,
Yeah.
I was
monologue
heartbroken.
Tough.
she
Yeah.
gives. So I didn't know this, but I had to look it up because that monologue struck such a chord
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
like how good her acting was.
Mm.
I looked it up. She produced this movie.
Oh.
And I said, you know that bitch said, we're going to go tight on
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
We cut nay to Campbell.
Yeah.
You know
we
what?
stay.
I-
Slow zoom.
Yeah.
I feel like she's the type of producer that's just like, what's your vision? I'll bankroll it. You know, I'll do it. I'll bankroll it. Who could go for it? I don't give a fuck. Just because it's also Michael Showalter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like he knows.
Michael Showalter directed this. Did he write it? He did.
I believe so.
He's responsible for Hot Wet American Summer, directed The Big Sick.
He's a romance guy.
He's a comedy romance
Yeah.
general. Like
Yeah.
he's the
He
guy
knows-
for this
yeah.
kind of stuff.
He knows the vibes, and you can feel that he wanted to be funnier in places,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just like, let's
I was gonna
pull
say I
back.
didn't feel like it was that funny.
No.
Like I wouldn't. I mean, I guess it is a rom com,
technically, but
not true rom com.
in the same way that The Bear is a comedy, where it's just like 3 jokes.
Yeah.
The Bear is so dark.
Yeah, it's very dark. It's very dark.
Wasn't that like a big stink that they put that
was
in
a-
the comedy
yeah,
instead
yeah,
of the
yeah.
drama?
Yeah, but I
Wild.
mean, it's neither here nor there. They
Yeah.
won.
Did you have the
huge
Jennifer
news.
Lawrence
You
thing?
have huge news.
Garrick, you are dead center spot on.
Oh fuck yeah!
So,
boom.
Wait, that's crazy. This
Is
gonna
it the
be-
same Oscar?
yes.
Holy
knew
shit!
it.
That's actually crazy. We
What
just
is wrong
cracked
with
something.
us?
Yeah,
Fuck
that's
us.
crazy. That's
just
crazy.
cracked something.
Yeah.
We said Jennifer Lawrence falling. So cute. Anne Hathaway being proud of herself. Fuck you, you
Fuck you.
bitch.
What the hell is wrong with
How
you?
dare you be proud of
You beat
yourself?
Meryl Streep. Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's did she beat Meryl? I feel like Meryl Streep goes up against
all the
a
time.
lot of people.
Yeah.
I feel like she's
She's
every
like,
other year.
throw another one in my car.
Yeah, who cares?
I don't know. Yeah, but and then the next year she like wasn't hired. In 2014.
Wow. All
People
because of that
thought
speech.
Yeah.
She was insufferable was the word I remember everyone throwing around.
That's
there.
That's
insane.
wild. I don't even remember.
I don't
Maybe
remember the speech.
20,
yeah.
This
No,
is
me either.
2014.
It's when she looked at the thing and she said, "It came true."
Oh, I was 14 years old and I was just really excited about Jennifer
Ouch.
Lawrence.
First of all, throwing that number in
Yeah.
our faces. You
Pain.
respect your elders.
Pain.
You
Pain.
remember where you are.
Hey, I was
kidding.
yeah, that hurt. That hurt.
Yeah, that
that
hurt a
hurts to
little
hear. I brought up Captain Planet to Sequoia.
Uh-huh.
What's that?
Fuck you.
Wait, what is it? I honestly love when I don't know things.
Oh
like
my
this.
God, Caitlin. So Captain Planet is like it was a huge like environmental push cartoon for kids of the 90s.
Was it PBS?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't watch PBS.
I didn't
Yeah,
watch PBS either,
yeah.
but I knew Captain Planet.
Yeah. But you just know
Yeah.
Captain Planet because it was just like, it was pervasive.
That
It
was
was
the guy.
everywhere.
True.
It's like
And-
Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, it was like Smokey
Right,
the Bear.
I do know
but
Smokey
like
the
a
Bear.
cartoon. Okay, that's crazy.
Do you know the Kool-Aid Man?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like of the same.
Well,
ilk,
Smokey Bear,
but-
I don't know anything about. I just know that he
He
exists.
just prevents forest fires.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. That's the oldest I felt is like the fact that she
Yeah.
didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And I very much did.
Speaking of the oldest, we got to talk about reverse. Let's go to our other main character here.
Yeah.
One Hayes Campbell.
What's his name in real life?
Nicholas Revolution.
I really don't know his last
Okay.
name. I really don't know his last
I'll
name.
look it up.
Yeah.
I thought it was so he's 24 in the movie. In the book, he's 20. So they did bump the age just a tiny bit and only mentioned his age once in the movie, which I noticed.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
I think that's something. If it was 20,
Yeah, it's
That's
tough.
bad.
It's tough.
That's 20 years.
that's 20
Every
years.
time I was watching the movie and I really thought about it, I was like, this is a little tough, but like 24, I was like, okay.
past 20, like you can't date somebody that can't drink.
No, I know. That's the thing. It's like literally I was reading an article and it was like, this kid can't even buy his own White Claw. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
He's out here stealing buzzballs
Yeah.
or something. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
he
gonna admit something
Yeah.
right now here live
Okay.
on the podcast.
Is it not Nicholas?
Oh no, it's Nicholas.
Oh, okay, good.
No, I was about to make this about me, which is something I
okay.
tend to do
No,
on
go
this
ahead. I love
podcast all the time. I am currently dating someone that I am 7 years older than.
Sure.
Which, right? We all
Yeah.
just went,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. I am 33,
Yeah.
which makes him 26.
Oh, he's older than me.
Barely.
Yeah.
Which is weird. The fact that he's younger than you, Rainie, I won't be able to sleep at night thinking about that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. That doesn't.
It's okay.
That
I
doesn't
think.
sound.
It doesn't
I would
matter
date
how
a 33
grown he
year old.
is, that he's like European. Like, it doesn't matter because he is a baby. What were you doing at 26?
26?
Yeah.
Fucking playing Dark Souls, baby. I wasn't doing shit. I was
Right, exactly.
I was at BuzzFeed still.
Huh? That's
Uh,
crazy.
I was here at 25.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's really not. It depends on the person. You know?
It does.
So, like, we watched
know it
this
wasn't
movie
in a
together
good
last
place.
night.
Wait,
Yeah.
you know what? I think it's fine because I would date a 33.
That's what I'm saying. I would date a 33 year old.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's okay both ways?
Yeah.
Because this
Yeah.
movie posits the question, and they do a nice job of showing that Anne Hathaway's ex-husband left her for a younger
Right.
woman. So
Yeah.
that wasn't cool. But when she dates a younger person,
It's
Yeah.
uncool.
it's
Yeah,
okay.
whole
It's
situation.
hot. It's a thing society does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people on the internet were like, the book version was problematic because it was way
Yes.
too young, but it's still of age.
Yeah, but 20 is like.
It's 20 is bad. 20 is like
20 is-
I think
yeah.
you gotta.
You're still in
25
college.
Yeah, you're still
or
in
like you're
college.
graduating.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you're
Yeah.
not like the difference between like 25 and 20 is that like a 25-year-old or a 24-year-old is at least like started their actual life
Yeah.
post.
Yeah.
Has lived
As
on their
an
own.
adult. Yeah,
Right.
they've lived on their own
Yeah.
for a while, but like
Yeah.
there is something to be argued with them being a pop star and or them,
Yeah.
him being a pop star and having experiences that most people will never have in their
Yes,
lives.
that's
and so
true.
that does make you a
He
little
was
bit
14, he said,
older.
when he joined the band.
Yeah, exactly.
August Moon,
Yeah.
which I mean, we have to talk about it, the comparisons to Harry Styles.
Yep.
He's got the tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the pillowy lips. He's British.
Yeah.
And also Harry's whole thing, like, well, not his whole thing, but like a lot of people in the media, his whole thing was that he was like a womanizer and like that he likes older women.
Yeah.
Like that's forever been like a shtick with Harry was that he likes older women, which
Makes
is
sense though, because
historically
when
true.
you can have as much pussy as you want, when you've had as much pussy as your fucking face can handle, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you're done just having pussy, what do you want? You want a grown ass woman.
You want love.
Yeah.
You want love?
You want like it reminds me of what's the movie Don John? Has anybody
No.
heard-
Yeah,
seen that
with
movie?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
Jogo Lev.
Jogo Lev.
That was a great one.
That was good.
Scarlett Johansson too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he wanted someone with refined taste with
Yeah.
life experience
He
as
said
much
he,
as him.
Yes.
he
And
wanted somebody to see him.
Yes, she didn't see him as this
Yeah.
August Moon
Yeah.
person. She just saw him as like a
Then I
As-
posit if she would have been a foreigner who lived under a rock and was 27, do you think he still would have been as interested? Who like had no idea who
See,
he was.
and this is my one of the problems I had with the movie is that I didn't know anything about him at all. And I mean, that's totally fair. It is what we have been doing to female characters for
Ever?
ages.
Yeah. How's it feel?
Yeah, I mean,
No,
didn't
that
feel
is
great.
true. I didn't know
feel
anything
great
about him.
But yeah, it that part of it where he's just like, I'm so happy that you see me. Him going for an older woman really wasn't explained at all. It was just like their relationship.
It really,
in
he like gave a
general.
moment where he's like, Mom, like divorced, remarried this chap, dad, all those other ones. It's like giving Justin Bieber sort of vibes. But so you're like, okay, the big question is it mommy issues?
Right.
Does he want a mommy to make him a sandwich and motorboat her breasts at the piano?
Yeah.
And she did make him a sandwich, which I thought was crazy.
He motorboated her chest at the piano.
Yeah, it's true. I do wish that we got more into that because I would be curious. But it did feel like it was just that he didn't, like, to me, it was like he didn't really care about her age, but it wasn't like a fetish thing to him. It was just she happens to be that age.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Yeah.
I was fully confused on his motivations in general in looking for love in general because he did seem like he jumped on it pretty quickly.
It was insta love.
It was instant, and I was like, okay, so what's hurting you, big dog? Like what happened? What happened to your heart? What blah blah blah. And if there was any form of backstory after she told that whole story, like him bringing up,
He does bring up his mom and dad at one point, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But he just said that
lunch
they like split up and like his dad was like all over the place and his mom raised him, right?
Yeah.
And so like him bringing up the 14-year-old, I could have gotten this role in something in my life could have been a completely different direction. One direction, as you may feel, but
I'll cry right now.
What's that?
I said I'll cry right now.
Yeah. But like they kind of just brought that up and then kind of let it die on the vine a bit. I don't know if I missed something and it was explained why this was important to him.
He ain't never really been in love before. Like I was thinking about this, like how would I feel as Anne Hathaway's character versus him, right? Yeah. Because there's some point at the movie where she breaks up with this man thrice.
Yeah, three times.
She's putting him through the ringer.
I cannot do this. It's too cuckoo. It's still crazy. And he's like, but I want
he was very baby. I didn't like
and
that.
like goes over and over, cries, goes to her, sobs, begs, let me do anything. And it's like, this man has never been in love. This man has never had his heart broken before.
Right.
Yeah.
She had her heart broken.
Right.
And she says that at one point, like, what's the worst thing that could happen when you get vulnerable with someone?
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
And as a woman who is now 33 and has been heartbroken before, I kind of feel like when you've done the big fucking early or like late 20s, early 30s heartbreak, you're kind of like, anything that doesn't end up with someone in a fucking hospital or one of us in rehab or, a fucking bad lawsuit, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
We're all going to survive this.
Yeah.
And I don't think he'd ever experienced a breakup where he realizes, oh, I'm going to be okay. I'll survive this.
Yeah, because there was also like some form of like maturity with him just dealing with it in a nice way and not in like a pop star-y way where it's just like, oh, you can't say no to me.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. That doesn't feel good. I hate that this isn't, so I'm going to pursue you and all that stuff. He kind of approached it in a way that I actually appreciate, where it's just like, all right, cool, do what you gotta do.
He would panic a bit though. Like you could tell that he felt like the loss of control. Like especially with the last breakup where like he would, like there was just nothing, because it wasn't her, right?
Yeah.
That wanted to break up, like you could see the loss of control.
The worst kind of breakup is like when there's not love lost. You just can't be together for a reason or another. That's like the worst kind. But there's also a deep mutual understanding of like, this is gonna suck for both of us, but we must go our separate ways.
Yeah.
Bitch, turn on the music because I just looked at Rainie as if we had that button.
Yeah, it's like Rainie, why aren't you playing it? Why aren't you playing it? Like no.
Let my guard down.
Let's talk about the fucking chemistry.
Okay, I'm actually. I feel like I might have a hot take on that.
Oh shit!
Go on, let me get my chips.
Because a lot of people were talking about how their chemistry was so good.
Okay.
And I think they had good chemistry.
Okay.
But throughout a lot of the scenes, the chemistry felt more like besties.
Get out!
No way.
Get out!
No way.
I'm sorry.
Hey, lady.
Is that how you hook up with your bestie?
Yeah, right. All right. What do you feel like is a good example of chemistry? I need to see what your barometer is. Like, what are we comparing this against?
Oh my
I don't
God.
even know what I'm comparing it against.
Yeah, what's the spiciest movie
Because
you've
you're
ever
a
watched?
romance fan fiction girly.
Yeah, but it's hard to describe chemistry in books.
Did you like
I think part
ACOTAR?
of it. I never read ACOTAR. It's on my list.
Who
I
is
know.
this person?
I've been recommending.
It's-
I haven't
Wow.
even finished it, and I've been like, you have to watch.
I
it.
have the first 2 books on my shelf. It's just that it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
It is.
Fair enough.
But
And I'm not good
you'll
with that.
fly through it.
Yeah, I will. I'm reading 4th Wing right now.
Oh, okay.
But something I think, and maybe this is why, because something I do like in romance is tension, which that's why I loved the first like
Yes.
girl. I literally was like sitting on my couch, like rocking back and forth, like freaking out. So like up until they kissed. And like right after that first scene, I was like, this chemistry is great. Like I feel the tension. But since that was kind of quick, after that, I felt a little like I felt the age gap, I feel like. Like I felt
Oh.
that she was like mothering him at some point.
Kind of showing
Wow.
you this is how you do this is how you
Right.
take care of a woman.
Yeah, it felt a little mothery. And like the scene where they were in the hotel room and like dancing, he also just gave a little bit of like gay best friend.
Get out of here!
And maybe, I mean, his past 2 roles, he's played a gay man.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
I'm like, maybe
Okay.
I thought it was
Okay.
adorable. I thought them dancing around was so cute.
it
I
was
think,
a cute scene.
Yeah,
Okay,
it just
okay.
it felt like she was being young and he was being in love. You know, like he seemed very smitten about her in the same way that you were explaining, where it's just like, oh, this is somebody that's never been in love before and they're so excited about it. And then she's like, I've done this before, so I am kind of leading you through it. But we are still just in love with each other.
I like a man. The guy that I ever had the biggest crush on in college was the guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show, where he was like so muscly, and then he wore like fishnet stockings, and I was like, oh God, I'm gonna come because it's like tapping into both masculine and feminine, and to me that is so fucking hot.
Yeah.
But I hear what you say. Like people do cringe shit when they're in love.
Yeah.
It's like the love zoomies or whatever, where that couple got dragged on TikTok when the guy had the love surge or whatever.
The love surges?
Yes. It's like, yes, no
That
one
was so
wants to see
cringy.
that, but everyone fucking does it.
Everybody does it. You
Everyone
guys,
Y'all are
fucking
doing
does
love
it.
surges? For real?
Bitch, have you ever been in love?
No.
you do. Yeah.
got
she's-
deep for gay.
No, I have not. Clearly, I have not.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Thanks for
you
pointing
reminding
it
me.
out.
And you know what? Maybe that's my problem. And I'm fully willing to admit that.
No,
You're
and I'm
like-
proud about it. Like the way you just sass, like
You're
no,
like, you fucking
and I'm
lame.
happy.
I'll never dance in a hotel room.
Can't make me either,
You-
bitch.
what the
Rainie's
fuck
face
is
went-
wrong with you? Love zoomies.
You do
Love
dumb
surge.
fucking shit, dude.
Gross.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair.
It's like they like all of these dudes getting their text messages or their DMs exposed to women. That is
Yeah.
my biggest fucking
excited.
nightmare.
Sequoia, drop the link.
Dropping.
I want to
the-
see
the
how
shit
Rick
that I-
talks in his baby voice.
Yeah, that I send where I'm just like, oh, like not like trying to either spit game or just talking to Sequoia in general, and I'm just like, you know, if this gets out,
You're ruined.
It's gonna
you
look a
know,
little
I hope
cringe.
you're ready to have a body on your hands because I'm going out.
That's the thing, though, is like it turns everyone idiotic, and I
Yeah.
think that this film really did a good job of showing a woman being like, I am truly forgetting about my responsibility.
Yeah.
My ex-husband, fuck
And
up.
it just
My
keeps
daughter,
on-
Yeah.
she's at camp. My age,
Yeah.
can't remember it.
And I
I'm
think-
going to fucking Europe, bitch.
Yeah, I
I'm
think-
gonna be spoiled.
And I think that's what this book, I'm sure, dives deeper into is like you cannot excuse your responsibilities for your relationship.
Yeah, it only lasts for so long.
It only lasts for so long,
Yeah.
and then the whole reality setting in 3 different times is fucking it's dope.
It's
crazy. It's a
whiplash,
good
yeah.
and you're like, oh wait a second, I'm head over heels,
Mm-hmm.
but this clearly is not going to work out. This doesn't make sense, you know.
This has like an 80 something on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and I kept being like, okay, the writing's great, like it's a feel good
Wait, doesn't
like
it have, like, a
rom-com.
67?
I thought it
Oh.
had like a 20.
What?
Well, I'm gonna be raw, real, and honest. I've always been really confused about the Rotten Tomato scoring. Is it like the higher it is, the better
You're
it
like,
is,
I
or
don't
the
know
low?
which.
The higher it
Okay,
is.
that's what I thought, but I was always kind of
Yeah.
unsure.
Yeah. The higher it is, the better it is.
Okay.
But like they also take liberties on what they take.
No, it's 82%.
Oh, 82.
On
Yeah.
IMDb, it's 6.5.
Oh, that's what I was looking at.
6.5%.
That's great. No, 6.5 out of 10 stars.
You're like, God damn.
Yeah.
Hey, we've never had one so low.
Yeah. IMDb is harsher.
Yeah.
So like, you know,
No.
if you're over a 4, you're
Yeah.
good on IMDb.
Okay.
Okay.
But
This one also did a really nice job of not, and I mean this is just Anne Hathaway in general, but not making 40-year-old women look like, you know,
fucking
sexless, you know.
No, she
people.
was fun.
a spinster.
Yeah.
In
straight.
general, even not just like the sex stuff, but I
Mhm.
liked like her relationship with like her daughter and stuff too. Like she
Singing in
felt
the car.
like
Yeah.
a young mom, even though like
Yeah.
that's just like what.
It's
And then I was
just-
thinking about like my mom. My mom's like,
Yeah.
well, my mom's like 50 now, but like still like that's like the age that I remember her as, and she
Right.
was always fun.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's like the Gilmore Girls effect. Even though she was younger, I felt like she was acting like Lorelai. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? You
I've
guys know
never
Gilmore
watched
Girls?
an episode and I refuse. That show, I don't know why. It hurts my tummy to think about it.
Whoa.
I actually agree, and I feel safe saying
feels
that
like
here.
After school
Okay.
special, like da na na.
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Okay, well, I will-
Hey, Mom, I just got home from the lake. I tried pot for the first time.
Oh my god, no, it's so okay. I
might
can't
be
get into
wrong.
it. It's
Alright, but
really good.
It's also
But-
desaturated in a way I don't like. I
Yeah,
just
the
never
color
watch
grading is
it.
weird. Yeah, no, that's fair. But in general, like she's like Lorelai's such like she's like the cool mom, and I like that. Like, but she was always young. She had her when she was like 16, and that's how you usually see those mom characters that are fun moms. They usually had them when they were so young. But this was like a normal aged
a normal
mom,
aged mom, yeah.
who still acts like that and is like
Yeah.
a fun mom, and
Okay.
she was just cool.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
drop
every-
my conspiracy theory. This
Oh,
is my conspiracy
okay.
theory. In this movie, and it's good to know that this is different from the book. In this movie, their age difference is 16 years old. How old's her daughter? 16. So realistically, Anne Hathaway is just jumping back into her inner child self of who she would have been or was prior to having a baby at a young age. 24.
Okay.
which they do kind of
Oh.
talk about in the movie.
Really?
There's a part where they are like, where
Wait.
they're sitting at the table and one of her friends says, well, you know, your whole life changes or whatever when you get a kid and that happened to you so young. Like your whole life switches.
Well, she had
So-
she had her kid at 24.
Yeah, the same
Yeah.
age that he is.
That
at
he
24.
is, but she didn't have her kid at 16.
No,
she had
no,
her kid
there's
at a
six.
normal
yeah,
age.
Her
yeah,
daughter's
yeah.
16.
Her daughter's
Their
16.
age gap is 16. So I'm saying like is 16 years ago. So before all this responsibility was thrown onto her
Yeah.
as a mother, she was just a 24-year-old girl.
Yeah.
So this is like who she could have been had she not had her daughter at her year
Yeah.
of 24.
Okay, fair enough.
So like that was my conspiracy theorist
I see
working
it.
overtime.
Yeah.
I see it.
My favorite part of I don't care what age you are, 40, 26, 16, they did a very fun job.
I mean, you got to care if they're 16.
Well, no, I'm saying, I said, I don't care who you are, if you're 16, 24, or 40.
Oh.
They did a really fun job of showing how much fun you could have if you were dating a pop star.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
Oh,
gave
yeah.
you backstage access. They gave you PJs. They gave you a fucking stylist.
The wardrobe.
Fucking
Wardrobe was
room
cool.
service, best
Yeah.
hotels in the hottest cities. Like,
Yeah.
this is why I think it has an 82 on Rotten Tomatoes right now, is because everyone watched this and it is wish fulfillment
Yeah.
to a fucking T.
Yeah, I felt like I was getting stabbed in the stomach over and over again.
Oh my God. Why?
Like in a way,
In a way that like,
like I was
Jesus.
jealous.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Especially because like in my head,
Did
I was
you-
watching
Oh, yeah.
it being like, this is Harry Styles in One Direction.
Yeah, and
Did you
and
also
you are the
leave
chosen
those
girl.
comments on, saying like, how dare you? I bet your daughter hates you.
Well,
Is that
no,
what you-
I was thinking about how unrealistic it was how long it took it to break. And it wouldn't be paparazzi that broke the news. The directioners would have found that information
Yeah,
so much
TikTok
faster.
would have.
Wow.
Yeah.
The directioners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know, because you're a directioner, what are the similarities?
Is that their name?
Yes.
That's their
Hey,
official.
That's the fan name.
The other option
Directioners.
is one Deers. You can't do that.
Proud directioner.
What similarities? How did
All
you
of
know
them.
it was Harry?
Okay.
Tattoos.
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 British.
British.
I am not kidding. I think that they locked that entire boy band in this movie in a room and put on One Direction and Harry Styles compilations. Because, I mean, and also the style. Okay. There's a few specific parts. Specifically, when towards the end, when they show him on the Graham Norton show,
Yes.
literally Harry Styles was on that show when he first went solo.
Oh.
Same outfit,
Jeez.
same hair,
Guys.
obviously same background. The lights when whatever his first
Oh
name,
my God.
Hayes, was performing Pink and Blue. You know what's Pink and Blue? The Fine Line album by Harry Styles.
Oh.
And he would have lights
you're
like
going
that.
deep.
No, it's like insane. The way he would sing, I'm not gonna like try to mimic it because I can't.
Yeah.
But
No,
like
please do.
his face movements.
Okay.
His face movements, I'm not like, it's like they study them. The band, I could point out everyone and say that one's Niall, that one's Lily, that like just by their outfits, the way that they were dancing and like putting their arms on each other on stage, like the way that they were acting, I was like,
You know who they are.
I'm not kidding. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that they sat them down and put on One Direction
Yeah.
compilations
Yeah.
and said,
There-
be them.
There's something about Prime Video movies or like straight to streaming movies
Yeah.
where you're watching it and you're like, damn, this is like Lifetime type
Yes.
shit
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit, but not in the way of like this is not in a quality way, but just in a way that it's shot
Mhm.
and like made and created or
it's
something
almost like the outline.
like that. Yeah.
If you were
It's
to
a little-
describe this story, you're like, is this a Hallmark movie? And you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, it's on Netflix.
It's like a little bit hokey
Yeah.
in that going on that was Graham Norton, you said?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah. Going on that show and then like having that entire sequence, I was like, oh, what type of movie am I watching?
Yeah.
And then it goes back to Anne Hathaway, and you're like, oh, I'm watching Prestige.
Yeah,
I forgot. Yeah. There's that I went back and forth between that, and when she wasn't on screen, I forgot what type of movie I was watching.
For sure.
I'm going to call it out. My only guilt of this movie, not enough sex.
I agree.
Okay. Fair
They
enough.
were fucking and trucking all around Europe. I still didn't get enough.
No, and it's like they didn't ever show like, like
They didn't show P in the V. No, I'm kidding. That's what it sounded
I didn't
like.
see a single ass crack.
I didn't see a
Yeah.
crack. I didn't see a side
What
titty.
was it? Was
No.
it rated R?
It
Or no,
couldn't
it's
have
PG-13.
been.
We still rate movies.
Yeah.
It had to be PG-13. There's no way that's R.
Yeah. But I was saying, like, I thought it was rated R when he like put his hand down her pants. And I was like,
But that's nothing. You don't even see anything.
Imagine
Yeah.
putting your hand down Anne
Anne
Hathaway's
Hathaway.
pants.
Dreams.
You
That's-
think that was a body double?
again, I keep on
No.
going back to like it's wish fulfillment for me.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
fair.
I'm the big boy.
I'm the big boy.
Garrick!
yeah.
You
So
cannot just point your finger in the air and say, I'm the big boy.
I'm the big boy.
God.
Yeah. No, I
You
did.
are the big boy.
Yeah, I did. And I imagine myself saying that with a hat with a pinwheel on the top. So in that moment, I was like, you lucky bitch. You know, that's wish fulfillment for a lot of dudes out there that grew up watching Anne Hathaway. And now that she's in her 40s, better.
Yeah.
You
Even
know?
if
Her-
age is like fine wine.
Her acting during the scene where they kiss at the piano.
Oh.
There's this. I saw a TikTok at it, and there was this one part, and then when I watched the movie after, I was like, wow. Like I think it's like when she first turns away from him, or the second time she does, when she breathes in, her breath like shakes in a way that's like too real.
You
And I was
can't
like,
act that.
No, it's like a literal hitch in her breath where I'm like,
I'm-
oh my God.
I'm too old for
Like,
you.
No, it's literally
No,
crazy.
you're not. I could be a mother.
But you're not.
You're not.
Oh,
The athlete turned to me
That's
and
what I'm saying,
said,
that
you're not
tension.
my mommy.
But that's what, like, that tension in that scene is what I wanted throughout the rest
I
of
wanted
the
that the
movie.
whole thing. Because when she shows, first of all, she just, she had no fucking responsibility. She went to New York City so fast.
Yeah.
She said, I ain't got no pets. My kids at camp buy plants. They feed themselves. She flew so fast. First of all, he didn't even fly her out first class, put her in fucking
Crazy.
Yeah,
economy.
what
That
was up with
crazy.
that?
I think she bought her own.
She probably bought her own being like, I'm going to show him what I can do for myself. But when he opens the door and I went, and then it turned to her and I went, and then it turned back to him and she opened up that dress and I said,
I knew, like, as soon as you see somebody in a trench coat, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
it's about to go down.
yeah, I wanted
Yeah.
more fucking. It's
Yeah,
plain
there
and simple.
there
Yeah.
definitely could
There-
have been just way more.
Yeah, their sexual chemistry was pretty crazy. It
So
was like the
apparently
sexual
their-
tension. I'm sorry, it was
Yeah,
pretty
their
crazy.
chemistry read was like a legendary. I was seeing an interview on TikTok
I also
where
saw
they
this
were,
interview.
where they
Oh,
were
what
talking
were they
about.
saying?
Well, Anne Hathaway produced, so she got to be in the casting,
Yeah.
but she like was doing like a scene with him. One was like very funny, and then one was like very dramatic, emotional, and then they made him improvise a dance,
Mm.
which I bet was the fucking dance that your butthole clenches up to.
Oh yeah, probably.
That's funny.
Hated it.
But they apparently
That
had
is
like
so funny.
wicked chemistry, and it was like undeniable.
Do you think he's hot?
Ugh. Okay. This man is so flexible. He was in Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Yeah.
Gay as all hell.
Yeah.
He was in Bottoms.
Mhm.
Chiseled. Also gay as hell. But wasn't he gay in that one?
I
It was
think
a
he was
pretty
gay
gay
in
movie.
both. Yeah, I think.
And
And
then
then
he pops out of
American.
nowhere, and I was like, "Who is this guy? He's so hot. I've never seen him before." He was hot in this movie. Yes.
Mm.
Do you disagree?
I think he was hot at times. Like, again, that scene at the piano, thought he was hot. But other times, I like when he came into the art gallery for the first time, that scene, when he had like
with
the
that
hat on.
outfit.
Oh,
Good
see,
outfit.
I didn't.
He
I
was-
literally
he
was like, I'm
he's-
gonna buy that outfit.
No,
Yeah, he
good
was putting that
outfit.
shit on the entire movie.
Good outfit, which, by the way, Harry Styles has worn that exact outfit.
So
But
funny.
something about the way he was acting was just really childish, and it bothered me.
Yeah,
Where
said-
he
I
bought
mean,
all the art.
I
in
think
the
he
gallery.
played his
Yeah.
age well.
Yeah,
I
he
think.
Yeah,
didn't
I
know
guess
shit
that's
about it.
true.
Yeah, it's like he toned it down. I don't know how old this actor is, Nick.
I believe
I think he's 29 or 8.
29.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Played it.
Yeah.
You played it.
No, it
Well,
was good. I know. I feel like I'm being really hard on him.
Yeah, 'cause,
No,
like,
he's got
we're
that sunken eyes,
dumb.
big
Like-
lip British thing. That's like that's their thing.
Yeah, like especially if you're a pop star and you don't understand art at all, and you're just kind of walking around. It's like, oh, this is good. This is good. What kind of pot?
Yeah,
is this?
love that pot.
Just love that pot.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, I think my issue too in general with the whole movie, and it's not an issue. Like I enjoyed the movie, but I think because I'm like a Harry fan and a One Direction fan, I could physically not watch this movie without everything that happened going through that lens.
Got you.
Like every single like moment he popped up on the screen, I was like, "That's Harry. This is Wonder." Like, and not even on purpose.
Yeah.
It's just because I was like,
You know so much about him.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, wow, this really is them.
Yeah.
So like I took away in a way because it's like you can't outdo the doer. So it's like no matter what he did, he wasn't gonna be Harry Styles.
Right.
And that's not what he was
Yeah.
meant to be. But like, you know what I mean? So like it was
Yeah.
always going through that filter for me. So like sometimes I was just like, oh, Harry would never do that.
Yeah.
You know what this feels very. I know it's like, you know, the typical Twilight thing, like kind of taming a monster kind of situation. 50 Shades of Grey as well. But I feel like in his portrayal, the closest I can compare it to personally is Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin in Daredevil, the TV show on Netflix.
You lost me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
But I hear it's
I'm
great.
aware. It's great. But his portrayal, he is Kingpin, somebody who kills people. He's a mob boss, all of this stuff. And then he meets a woman at an art gallery that literally makes him turn back into a child. And this is an adult man that's just like, oh, he's humongous,
Wow.
and he's just like, I don't know anything about
Women are
art.
powerful.
This is so like
Yeah.
seeing him kind of revert a little bit in her presence.
Be humbled.
Yeah. Felt like
Didn't matter that he was a celebrity.
it didn't matter at
Yeah.
all. He just felt like a kid.
Yeah.
You know,
A
he felt like
24-year-old boy.
24-year-old. He finally felt his age around her. I think that's what it is.
I'll say I weirdly, despite like their age gap or whatever, like I felt comfortable even with the sexy stuff. I felt comfortable the whole movie, except for the big part where they want you to feel uncomfortable, which I felt so uncomfortable in, which is when they are in Ibiza or the south of France.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
remember.
I know,
And they're
yeah.
at the house and
Cool.
Oh,
the
yeah.
band's all there hanging out and they've got their girlfriends who are like early 20s, maybe
Right.
even 19,
College,
18.
taking a year off.
College.
Yeah.
And Anne Hathaway wants to wear her swimsuit, but she goes back inside. She puts on a one piece, throws on a caftan, comes outside, and it's just like, oh, history of skin cancer in my family. And the girls are like, oh, hee ha ha.
Yeah, I hated that.
And it's just so uncomfortable because I would have no problem right now going in and like fucking wearing a thong bikini around a bunch of, I don't give a shit. But if I knew they were talking shit about me or like felt a type of way about me, nothing would make me feel smaller.
Yeah.
Nothing would make me feel worse about myself than like some young, cool girl being like,
Yeah.
oh, you should really like cover up or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you should really not
Do
talk that way.
you feel like that type of young girl still exists these
Oh,
days?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hello? That fucking bitch
Oh, yeah.
that did that shit to you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to say anything.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me, something else. That
Oh.
yeah, I was like, God damn,
We were talking about girl
Kaylin doesn't want you to
props.
fucking
yes.
dance in your undies. Of course she still exists. No. Oh, no.
yeah.
I just
Definitely- there definitely are those
being
girls.
mean,
Yeah.
girls being mean.
That's
bitches are still
wild.
can be bitches. When they feel insecure, they'll be bitches. So that moment where, yes, the girls are mean, but then we get the big reveal that homeboy in the beginning to get Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Did this thing on stage in front of everyone at
that hurt.
Coachella where they were supposed to sing this one song, but he said, boys, come here. Change the set list. I want to sing this song. Change the song to sing directly to Anne Hathaway. And that's what kind of won her over. Went, woo, we share something. Yeah. And then you find out in this moment, sitting by the pool with the boys, they say, oh, that's just a fucking bit we do. When we see a girl in the crowd, we want to fuck, mate. Yeah. It fucking worked. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that band member, by the way, also. He sucked. Apparently that's the thing that's in the book way more is like a bunch of tea with the band. Ooh. I think I might read the book.
Yeah, so that the band, because it did feel like they were setting it up that the band wasn't into it. Or like a bigger part of like breaking them up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or like that it would, the relationship would affect the band as well. Like as far as like his performance in the band.
Yeah.
But
that scene sucked.
Yeah.
That dude sucked real bad. Even though he had like my biggest laugh of the movie where he was like, she doesn't look like my mom.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
And I was like, my mom's black. That was very funny.
That is funny.
I do feel like there was an opportunity for them to be like, oh, you're just old. You're old and out of touch. You're out of touch with like, you couldn't even tell that this was a bit like her saying, this was, he dedicated a song to me. I felt so special. And it's like, no,
he
that's
didn't.
part of the, you didn't see them all gather together and then
that
go
was a
away.
little bit
and then
bold
be
of
like,
her to assume too.
I would also assume like,
that's on their set list, bro.
Yeah.
But to be fair, they started a different song.
And he went, hold on.
Yeah. I would have been tricked.
But
that would be viral on TikTok. That would be a thing they do.
Yes, I was thinking that like any other like mooners or what are they called? Moonheads would know that that's not special.
But you're right. That would be a good place to be like, no, girl, that's like a viral thing they do.
You're out of touch. That's out of touch. Or like she could have just talked to her daughter for a second.
Yeah.
And she would have told her, oh, this is something that they do sometimes.
Also, do you guys think, sorry to interrupt, but when I was watching that scene of them singing, I was like, does the daughter not notice him singing to her?
Yeah, but it was supposed to be inside her head what she sees, right?
Was it?
Yeah, I kept on thinking that as well.
Like in that
the
moment,
daughter would have been like, what the?
And even just like when they were talking to the band members, the way that they were interacting, I'm like, they were clearly hitting on her. So I was a little confused why the daughter was so shocked.
Yeah.
But
well, if you didn't have internet for a month and then you found out your mom was fucking Harry Styles in Europe, you'd be like, what the fuck?
It's pretty unbelievable.
I would run away.
Oh, you would?
Oh my God.
Well, you love Harry Styles though. She loved
Could you imagine?
If my mom was with any member of One Direction, it would not be
I could see my mother being with all of them.
My mom loves Harry Styles. My mom has a vibrator with his face on it. It was a gift. She doesn't use it. It was funny. But she does have that.
God damn! Kaylin fucking exposing your mother!
You are one of those girls. God damn.
She has a whole shelf to him. There's also a picture where they put, my mom's friend put a picture of Harry's face over one of her wedding pictures of my dad.
You are dragging your mother. You are John Deering her name all
so
across.
Funny.
Keep it in.
That's so, keep it in.
Wait, so did your mom like this movie?
She hasn't watched it. I should tell her to.
Yeah. Also, what part of the vibrator has his face? Because if it's the part that I'm thinking of, hilarious.
I think it's like all the way up to the tip.
What else could it be? It's got to be the shaft, right?
It's not like the tip.
Yeah.
At the tip. What
do
you
think vibrators have like balls attached?
Yeah.
It's just
no,
like
it's
just like a straight one. Like just
and
a
it's
wand.
at the opposing side.
Not the part you hold.
It is not the
No. What did you think, Garrick?
That's what I thought. But that's hilarious.
I know.
That's so funny because there's, you can put it on the other.
He has to be inside of her.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, I'm like, that's so funny if like he goes in. I'm so sorry I'm talking about your mom's vagina in such an intimate fashion. But the
I mean,
fact that she
as far as I know, she's never used it. It's on her shelf on like a display case.
She doesn't listen to this
Jesus.
podcast, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there.
No.
Yeah,
On
we're
a
fine.
display case. Interesting.
Yeah, she has
Your
a
mom
whole
has
hairstyle
vibrator-
shelf.
Okay.
I love that.
I love it.
But it being on the other side is just
Yeah.
like you
It is.
hold it and look.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also at the same time, it's just so funny to think that he goes in and then comes out and he like takes a breath.
Straight to fucking jail. Straight to fucking jail.
And he's like, all right. Oh.
Garrick's
Rainie,
sweating.
if you cannot make us a TikTok of
Oh,
that,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
quitting the
sorry. I really
podcast.
just took us on a
Oh,
rabbit
shit.
trail.
All right,
How was
let me
that?
try and recenter us. Let me try and recenter us from your mom's vagina
That's-
being. So listen, we all know what happens. They try to get together. The paparazzi ruins their lives.
Yep.
That's like totally classic. What would happen? I don't know what they were thinking. Her in a little silver
Yeah.
like fucking bungalow with no security, like
Yeah. That
just
was crazy.
cameras. What
Beautiful
are
home.
they stupid?
Oh,
they
yeah.
gotta move her
It's
to a gated
sensational.
community.
That's at least $3 million.
yeah, at least.
also.
That's right. I said 2.3. That was my guess.
Yeah, 2.3. But
yeah.
if she got it when she was in her 20s,
Newlywed?
newlywed,
Yeah,
maybe
she
if
may
her
be
like,
under, too.
yeah.
Yeah.
If this might
That probably was
stayed in the
800,000.
divorce,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
probably like 1.4,
Yeah.
literally
Glad,
a million.
glad we've
off.
gotten to this niche part of our
Yeah.
podcast
Okay.
where we discuss Los Angeles real
Yeah,
estate.
we are also looking for homes.
Please. So yes, they try to get together. Ultimately, it doesn't work. She has to break up with him again. And there's a will they, won't they moment. And he says, but alas, tell me you'll wait for me. Wait 5 years. She'll be out of college by then. I'll be some D-list celebrity. We can finally be together. And then it ends and you're like, oh, that's just so sad. Like they couldn't be together. Oh, but wait, there's a Chiron 5 years later.
Yeah.
And what happens? Anne Hathaway is grown. She's 45 now, bitch. She doesn't have bangs anymore. She's got
still in the
shoulder
same
length,
art gallery.
Yep.
cowlicked back, coiffed hair. And who but walks in? The worst goateed man.
Yeah.
That man had the worst fake goatee. It looked
Yeah.
like they took someone's pubes, stuck some fucking
It was
easy
bad.
glue on it, and went
Yeah.
Why? They
all
could
the sticks.
I know they were trying to age him up somehow.
You can't.
But,
But also, he was only supposed to be what? If that was 29, 29-year-olds don't really look like that.
Yeah.
yeah, at all.
I
But
mean, I
the
guess
book
he
was
is-
different.
Yes, the book ending is different.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
What's
the book ending
How does
is that, and I actually prefer this take, but Michael Showalter brought up a good point that for a movie,
It
you
wouldn't have
have to satiate the viewers.
Yeah.
You have to leave them on
Yeah.
a positive ending.
Yeah.
You have to leave them with hope.
Yeah.
If they test, I'm guessing it went the opposite direction. If they tested that in front of a test audience, if they showed
And
that
they
in front
were
of a test
like,
audience,
no, no,
they
no.
would have all been like, please change this.
Yeah, no,
So
'cause
in
at
the
least
book-
this ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
No.
at least this ending, like it's still up for interpretation if they actually end up together.
Yeah.
But it
But there's
leaves you
hope.
with a
Yeah.
feeling of joy and
Joy.
love. And you're like, oh, that was so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas in the book, which I think is a lot more fucking cold,
Yeah.
but I kind of fuck with it.
Yeah.
It like totally Uno reverses the power, right? And it gives Anne Hathaway the feeling of where the name of the movie comes with, which is the idea of you. And it's that she has been out of love with him. He's so desperate to be with her, this little boy clinging to the mommy, like trying to
Texting
get back
her.
with her, texting her, ultimately accepting it, but like won't take him back. And she's like, finally, when he's like, I love you, she's like, I was more in love with the idea of what you were, the jet setting, the lifestyle, the taking me away from all my problems, than actually you. And so she's been out of love. She's fallen out.
And they don't even
Yeah.
see each
For a
other in
while.
the end of the book, right? Like it's all
Yeah.
over text. Like it just kind of
yeah,
Fizzles
fizzles
out.
out.
Away.
And then
Yeah.
eventually he stops texting her because she just stays silent. And I was like, first of all, cold.
cold.
I think that ending sucks. Sucks dick.
For a movie? Yeah.
yeah, for a movie, I do
think
kind of
that
like it for a book. I love a book that doesn't always give you a happy ending.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that
but-
gives her this like power of
Yeah.
like, okay, I can't just give in to this.
Yeah, it's like actually the
whirlwind.
idea of me,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the idea of you as a superstar.
If-
You're
Yeah.
obsessed with the idea of me.
Yeah.
If you add that into this movie without like, I mean, having a 3-hour movie that fully explores
Yeah.
their relationship and themselves separate
Yeah.
from each other, not even like them being not in a relationship, but just all of the shit that the both of them have to deal
Yeah,
with.
you would need way more character development for that to work.
Way more.
Yeah.
And for her to pull that move, you're just like, yeah, but we literally saw you 30 minutes ago, like
Crying, obsessed.
crying,
Yeah.
fucking trying to throw up in a toilet bowl because this guy left,
Yeah.
or because you guys can't be together. So it's just like it wouldn't make sense for this short of a movie at all.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree. It wouldn't
Yeah.
work, but I do think it's a really fun ending for the book.
Do we have any fun facts?
We have one, but there are very few. So,
Oh, I have one.
Oh,
Hit us, girl.
So Hayes, that name, the author, is actually, I guess, her husband's like last name or husband's name or something like that.
Aw.
Yeah.
oh,
yeah.
So that's
Cute.
how she
That
got
is
that
a
name.
fun fact.
Yeah, the whole time I thought his name was spelled like Hayes, the word Haze, and I was like, oh, sick, cool, man.
Wow.
Not a last name.
Okay, so the producer and the director met with Savan Kotecha, who has worked with One Direction, Westlife, Maroon 5, and solo artists like Ariana Grande and The Weeknd. And he says, the music director says, we started talking about the Hayes Campbell character and how to make it as authentic as possible, because obviously I've sort of been working through a lot of groups throughout my career. So, I guess that's it.
So basically, they're One
Yeah,
Direction.
they're One Direction.
Yeah. Which, by the way, their music even really like leaned
Oh my God,
One
their
Direction
music
vibes, and it's
slapped.
good. If they became a real boy band, I would be all over that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good
Release the
music.
album.
Yeah, it was good music.
Stream
And
it on
like he has,
Spotify.
I hope that was him singing, the actor singing.
Was
Like,
He was
I-
apparently the only one that gave vocals. The rest of the band members, it
Oh,
wasn't.
They all
he
sounded
is
the same.
incredible.
Yeah,
So
it was
that makes
apparently
sense.
just. I guess it was two voices, him and somebody that was not
Yeah.
on screen.
Got it.
Yeah.
But he was
He was incredible.
But I also liked weirdly that it talked about how low-key shitty the hotels kind of are, or like the hotels aren't like crazy. You know, you're still in a hotel
You're
room.
not in suites,
you're not-
penthouses.
Yeah.
you're in the
Or like
Essex.
some stops aren't going to
Yeah.
have that ritzy of a place for
Yeah.
you, and so it's kind of you just hanging out in hotel
Yeah.
rooms and doing the same
It's
shit.
not
that
as
most people would do.
glamorous as we think, right? Because
not
like
as
they
glamorous.
can't live a regular life. You can't just go to an art gallery and walk
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Like it did show the pros, the cons. It's like
Yeah.
how quickly can you get sick of only fucking in a hotel room
Yeah.
and like having late night conversations in room service? Like eventually
Yeah.
you want to live and like exist with
Right.
that person in the world. And when you
And the
ultimately
one time
can't
they
do
go out
that,
is when they get photographed. And,
yeah, you ultimately can't.
Yeah.
So I think
Very
the
funny.
ultimate story here is you can't date a famous person unless you
Yourself are famous.
are yourself
Or you're
are
okay
famous.
with being in the shadows, which Harry, if you're
Yeah.
out there, I'm okay with it.
I am totally cool with it. You have to give up your entire life to just follow that person around
Yeah.
and exist with them, and still maybe they might get tired of fucking
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Do
But
we
like-
have time for my pleasures? Oh no, wait. We have to decide if it's a guilty pleasure. Oh,
I was gonna just talk about how the meet cute was very much like wish fulfillment as well, where it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, I don't know who you are, but
I
that's
pick
cool,
you
dude.
out
But
of-
yeah.
It's the ultimate pick me girl. This girl said, "I will be the pick me girl of this story," and he will
Yeah.
literally pick me.
Yeah,
Dream.
it was weird. I didn't even feel like she was a pick me. I think she was just like,
No,
Don't
it's written
care.
from the pick, like the ultimate pick me point of view.
oh, gotcha.
Like I will be picked. I am not special, but I will be special to the most special
I
person
got
that
it.
exists.
Yes. Very
Which
good.
I like. Again,
Yeah.
I watched this movie as if he was picking me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a classic
I was like,
fan fiction.
I could date
Yeah.
Harry Styles.
In
Yeah.
that moment, I was like, yeah, I'm the Anne Hathaway in this
Yeah.
movie, because I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to like run into Lewis Hamilton and talk about cars.
Yeah, I mean, it's the classic like fan fiction thing where it's like the one person that doesn't care about them is the one that they're going to be into. Like, that's why people will be like, oh, I'm just going to bring my book to the concert. And, oh, who's that girl over there reading her book? And she doesn't even watch our, like, she doesn't care about the
Do
concert.
girls
I want
do
her.
that?
Yeah.
Holy.
That's why. See, that's manipulative in a way that's
it's acting like
kind
you
of
don't get
worse.
psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's,
I've thought about if I were to ever meet Harry Styles, if I would be able to pretend like I didn't know him, and I wouldn't be able to.
No,
No
you can't
fucking
pretend.
way.
Yeah.
You can't
That would
pretend,
also be
but you can
so-
also
yeah.
act like a normal human being
Right,
around
yes.
him. It's just
Yeah.
like oh hey, you're Harry Styles. That's what's
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
bud.
but what if Lewis Hamilton, you ran into him at an event and he was like, Rick, can I call you Rick?
Yeah.
I love your podcast, Guilty Pleasures.
I'd cry.
That shit is, and I followed you on Insta and I saw that you also race. That's sick.
I'd cry.
Yeah, like you couldn't
Yeah,
act like an
I'd
old
cry.
person.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
act, but I'd be like, but in a more sincere way where it's just like, hey man, that actually means the world to me. I don't know if you understand how big of a deal this is for me.
You'd be like, oh, yeah, no problem. So you want to go drink sometime?
It's like, yeah. Let's do it. And then you be a normal person. Because like past that initial feeling of like, oh my God, I am starstruck. I'm feeling this for the first time.
Yeah,
or I'm feeling this
person.
in a way that I'm not accustomed to. Once you get over that, which is the shock, you start to become a normal person.
I think the way of getting over being shocked in front of a famous person is you have to live your life like you're going to see them all the time.
Yeah.
Like if you act like you can tell them and thank them and say whatever you want, like that's how I kind of treat it. Is I'm like, oh, I'm going to see this person at Chipotle next week and who fucking cares? And then you're just kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
Anyway, now is the time in this show where we decide, is this movie a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty? Kaylin, hit us first since you're a special guest.
It's like the definition of a guilty pleasure for me.
And them.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure because it's like I don't know if I actually like love the movie if I wasn't One Direction Harry. Like I wouldn't be like, this is an amazing movie, but because of that, for me, it was great. So I think it's a guilty pleasure.
I can piggyback right off of that because I am not a stand-up girl. I don't have a fandom, and I fucking loved this movie.
Okay, there we go.
Thought it was so fun because it like we said, it could have been a race car driver. It could have been a famous
You can
painter
fill it in.
that they use. It was just the idea of being picked and feeling special and like being whisked away to Europe. That's every bitch's fucking dream. I don't care how non-fucking whatever you want to say you are, traditional you are, that is still a fun time.
Yeah.
So ultimate GP.
Yeah, I think it's a straight up pleasure. Like I have the ante a little bit. I think
not even a little guilty.
No. I there's some guilt to it, sure, but I think that this is one of those movies that takes this wish fulfillment seriously in a way that it is a very standard story. Like everybody saw every turn that came. I was like, I know that this is gonna happen, but I'm kind of not even shutting my brain off, but like just being more and more interested in the actual implications of this relationship. Like if I actually saw it, I'd be like, oh yeah, this or if I actually lived it, it's like, oh okay, so this. You kind of realize that there's an age gap. It's like, fuck, damn, that sucks. I can't date Anne Hathaway. It's fine. But then also like, oh shit. Paparazzi are outside of my house. Oh, you guys are annoying. I fucking hate you. And then also, your child is closer to my age than I am to your age.
Yeah.
It's a little off. But I appreciated that side of it because I saw it coming, but I didn't see it. I don't see it often in films and television.
It's like the definition of like a comfort film. Like you said, you could see where it was going. Yeah. Even like if we didn't know exactly the end was going to be, you felt good along for the ride. And it just like, you didn't have to think, but you wanted to still pay attention. Right. And I don't think I picked my phone up for this movie, and that's saying something.
Yeah. I actively was mad at myself for picking my phone up. I was just putting it down. Because I was like, this is nice.
I was actually freaking out while I was watching. I can't lie. Like there were multiple times where I was just like kicking my feet and like giggling, and I had to pause because I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I was gonna say this should be a movie you watch with your gal pals and stand up. I don't think you should. I think you should watch this alone.
I think you should watch it by yourself.
Because I watched this with a partner, and I was like embarrassed. I was like, I hate how much I'm enjoying this.
I was
like,
like
you
giddy.
did not see me right now. Feeling so much feelings.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having the time to do this. That was so fun to have you. Please come back. Where can the people find you?
Follow me on Instagram, CAILYNHOERTZ.
What?
That's my Instagram. It's just my name, Kaylin Hurts.
Oh.
Or check out my podcast too, Two Birds Both Stoned. I'm also writing a book.
So
follow my other Instagram, Kaylin.reads. It's gonna be a dark romance. So I'll be sending updates. So if you feel like it,
please
follow me there. I will. I'll send you first draft.
Well, until next week when we're watching Brink. Finally, we do one for y'all. That one's for us, baby. Until next time, I'm at Corn Deity on all the things. I'm at Kelsey Darragh on all the things.
I'm at Garrick Bernard on all the things.
And until next week, why would you break up with a talented, kind feminist?